So I'm actually gonna open with just a quote. I kind of made one of those like, what do you call it, reviews? Those review quotes you see of Emiliano. It was just something that hit me when I was reading his work. So, Emiliano is a butcher. Maybe not a butcher, a surgeon? Because my first reaction when I read his book was, man, that guy cuts. He cuts you right to the core with emotions. He's an emotional surgeon and delicately excises what you were afraid to feel. So the dude kind of does these things where like he leads you into a story and then he just slices you right to the fucking core.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever describe what he does as delicate, but intentional.
You're right. So that's why I opened it with butcher, but then I thought a butcher hacks, and I think his is more intentional. I think it's not...
He's a good butcher.
Yeah, it's not like he's chopping you up. I think he's slicing you on purpose, deeply. Like, this isn't like he's pulling a tooth out. This is like he's ripping out your kidneys.
Yeah.
So he does gut punches.
Yeah, for sure. He's a... I love Emiliano's stuff, and his ability to just pull it.
Alright, so I wrote this on Tuesday. This is the new thing. It is unpolished, so I'm just going to basically tell you a story.
Okie dokie.
So there's this friend of mine, like me, who grew up on Lake Erie, albeit a different part. He wrote of the significance of the beach breakwall. He'd walk along as a child, teen, budding adult man-child, and how it was there when his life changed. As the turbulent, always shifting water would crash, he'd reflect how it was nice to have the same place to catch all that strife, where he could just sit and ruminate. Where I grew up, there were no breakwalls. Instead, we had long concrete piers. Although some of the waves would break upon them, mostly it just showered the violent acquiescence all over you. You either stood there and took it, or learned how to protect yourself. As an adult, my friend went back to his breakwall. After so many years of navigating his life, he found his comforting thinking spot was still there, still blocking the shore from being dragged piece by piece into the lake.
How you doing?
He remarked how his journey had come so far from that awkward, mumbling kid who first sat upon it, and how much of himself was still there, still him, but not the same. Our lake was always there, but never the same lake twice. I went back to my concrete piers too, but they were no longer there. The years of being battered had shattered them until the township had to give up and broke them into pieces. You know, it's kind of funny, or is it ironic? What they built out of them? A brick wall. Not as neat as my friend's, ragged chunks loosely stacked together, and built out of the broken pieces of everything I once stood upon, fought against. As I stood, marveling at the sins of the past, my son took my hand and asked me what I was staring at. Well, kid, this was once something much prettier, much different, but I think it's better this way. I think it was worth it. So I'd ask my friend today, what would happen if he went back to his breakwall and it was gone? Life and time change even the most stoic of institutions. The next generation will always see the same differently than we did. Will what comes next be worth the price? Maybe there never was a breakwall. It was just him standing there, waiting for the future to take his hand. Alright, so let me hit stop on this.